Jaguar just unloaded some wild claims about Diddy, and the streets are already on fire. She says she got her hands on court papers linked to a lawsuit he's supposedly trying to bury. Word is, those documents could crank the pressure all the way up, and Jaguar's making it clear she's not backing off for anybody.
That's the thing, this trial, the sentencing, the verdict, all the hyperbole, all of the pomp and circumstance, all of the this, all of that, it means nothing. It means nothing. This was all done for the public's entertainment. This was all done to get people like me to be quiet. This was all done to give weirdos like Vladimir Lyuski and Torre the ability to constantly challenge and try to check my veracity, my actuality, my truth, and to get the public to not believe whistleblowers like me. That's why this was done. This ain't even about Diddy. It's about the rest of them. Do you know they're still having white parties?
Jaguar is out here saying Diddy's 4-year sentence looks tiny next to everything she claims he was wrapped up in. And she swears he knows it, too. In her eyes, Cassie never got the full justice she was fighting for, and that still cuts deep. She says the whole thing stretched on for more than 2 decades. Yet he reportedly landed in a low-security spot, and people are scratching their heads, wondering how that even makes sense. Jaguar also points out that Cassie took real risks speaking up, only to feel like the system didn't fully stand behind her.
He's getting sentenced to 4 years. Does Cassie get justice in all this? Does that look like...
Still not enough. Still not enough. And it's wild because she's getting such a better deal than dear Lee Cordello Smith is.
30 million and your perpetrator gets 50 months? I mean...
No, not enough.
Jeez.
Her life is never going to be the same. And people are going to find ways to make her life complicated, to force her to have to spend that 30 million every way they possibly can. You know, there is no up. There is no win. Have I not been saying that?
Jaguar is calling this whole trial a straight-up disaster, saying it felt unserious from day one. She claims the feds were sitting on mountains of information but chose not to use any of it, leaving everybody confused and irritated. According to her, even Diddy didn't seem fully locked in before sentencing, and his team reportedly mentioned he already had a speaking event lined up in Miami. But here's the part Jaguar won't stop circling back to. She says Diddy was actually scheduled to speak at a school, and that detail had everyone's eyebrows hitting the ceiling. She says people were stunned he'd be booked to talk to students about life choices, especially with everything swirling around him at the time. Jaguar insists the timing was wild, and folks online are already cracking jokes about how unreal the whole situation sounds.
There's a woman, what is it called? Sprout to Success or something like that? Some kind of charter school, private, independent private school in Miami Gardens, which is right there in the area of South Florida where he's been warden for Satan. Because he ain't nothing but a shepherd for the devil. But she was going to invite him to come to the school and speak to her students there, K through 12. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You want to know what I find really interesting? All of these people that wanted to bring him to schools and bring him this and bring him that. How the hell are they going to do that when he's on the SEX offenders registry list? He's not allowed to be around kids.
That does make moving a little hard.
He's not allowed to be around school. He's on the registry. Didn't I already do a tutorial about the registry? Like, I don't know. He is a registered SEX offender, and people want to bring him to school.
Jaguar is saying Sean Combs is running out of space to dodge these allegations, and the conversations online are getting louder by the minute. She points out that there are reportedly over 100 civil lawsuits with heavy claims attached, and she believes the details in those filings could bring major problems his way. Jaguar keeps insisting this might be the point where his luck finally snaps, and once those cases start moving, everything could shift for him in a serious way.
They say with points and time served and any type of he might be out by Christmas next year.
People say a lot of things. You know what else they said? They said he was going to get bail. How did that work? You know what else they said at the end of that trial? Even after he was found guilty of the Mann Act, they was putting together a 4th of July party. How did that work? People say a lot of things, don't they? I guess they don't hear God say no. I don't know what's going to happen to him. I'm not even trying to guess. What I am praying for, though, is that real victims and real survivors actually get the attention that they deserve, that they get the justice.
Jaguar is saying Diddy's money can only protect him for so long, especially with people breaking down the evidence they believe ties him to these serious accusations. She points out that just like Cassie's civil case, some of the claims and materials in the other filings could be used to push things even further if investigators choose to dig. That's why she says his lightning-fast settlement with Cassie, just one day after she filed, had everybody buzzing. And according to her, even billionaire status won't help him quietly sweep every single case piled up against him.
The other 100 civil cases will not just be left at civil cases and will actually be turned to criminal cases, because they should be, because I got a big issue with everyone thinking that money is the end all be all into stopping a predator from operating. It is not.
Amen.
It is not. Why do so many of these cases stay civil? Why aren't they turned criminal when there's criminal acts all through the pages?
Can you file a criminal charge and still get money off of a can you sue later, or is it strictly victims looking for money?
Simpson's family, OJ was acquitted and they was able to take him to civil court and get him for bread. It really doesn't matter which way you do it.
That is true.
It can go either way. A civil proceeding and a criminal proceeding is just two different proceedings. But if you have criminal acts in a civil proceeding, just because someone gets paid or it gets settled and people get paid out, it doesn't mean that those acts shouldn't be tried criminally.
Jaguar is saying the most confusing part of this entire situation is how investigators didn't push things as far as everyone expected. She claims they took computers and all kinds of personal items from Diddy's home. Yet none of it ever showed up in court, and now folks online are asking real questions. She keeps saying that if authorities actually wanted to chase down everything being discussed, the outcome could have looked very different for Sherlock Holmes. And according to her, the silence around all that evidence has people wondering what really went down behind the scenes.
Up onto multiple properties. And they collected all kinds of things that never made it to that courtroom, did it? Not one mention of a firearm, not one mention, even though some of the testimony said that he carried fire. But the way Kid Cudi's car, the way that whole situation happened, I mean, it was on court document. People were sitting there talking about it, and they still trying to act like that never happened. Capricorn clock. Is everybody forgetting her testimony? I'm just trying to figure it out. Oh, it was all Cassie. Cassie was the mastermind, but she was doing it all with his corporate credit card. That means it's his money. Was she the mastermind? Come on. And now, because all of that stuff was redacted, and because all of that stuff was kept off the record, and for whatever reason the feds didn't present a lot of stuff that would have made sure that he was gone forever, rather than just being gone to November. And it's not going to be November. See, that sentencing is...
Jaguar is pointing out just how shocking it was to see the major charges against Sean Combs get tossed and how he walked away with one of the lightest outcomes possible. She says the guidelines reportedly suggested around 9 years, but he ended up with 4, leaving a lot of people scratching their heads. What really turned heads? This is the same judge who had denied him bail multiple times, yet later told him to focus on personal growth and change. Jaguar keeps insisting the whole thing felt more like a performance than a serious courtroom moment. And people online are still buzzing over how unexpected that final result was.
That it might go until Monday. I was actually kind of surprised that it did, considering the show that they put on for the public. They put on such a lovely show.
That was a show.
Wouldn't you say?
That was a show.
There was a video montage.
Oh my God.
You would have thought it was like a retirement ceremony. Or, someone winning an award for, lifetime achievement or something. The way they sat there and the way they carried on and the way, especially when it gets to the point where lawyers are forcing themselves to tears or almost to tears, talking about how inspiring that deviant is.
Jaguar keeps reminding everyone that Sean Combs has had previous run-ins with investigators, but she believes even that won't shield him forever if all these lawsuits keep stacking up. She claims that if dozens of people file cases at once, there's only so much he can do. And she insists he already handed over everything he could during the earlier situation just to get through it. According to her, if a new investigation ever kicked off, he wouldn't have anything left to bargain with, which could make things way rougher for him down the line.
I'm saying if he starts snitching.
He would have to turn over, at this point in time, he would have to turn over a whole lot. And he's going to do some time. Because unlike the public, the judge knows exactly what he did. The judge has seen all of the evidence of everything that was kept out, of everything that was redacted, of everything that wasn't presented.
Right.
Like that's the reason why he's still in there. If it was such a clean sweep and if it was such a neat sweep, he would have been got bombed.
Right. That makes sense.
It's not that, but see, that's the danger of the media. That's the danger of the media. How many bot farms have been put to task to work the algorithm and to work the thumbnails and the storylines of what's really going on?
Jaguar is saying she got her hands on the court filings from Derek Lee Cordello Smith, the guy who reportedly went after Diddy for a massive amount and actually won. According to her, he's one of the very few people to ever beat Sean Combs in court. And now she claims he's ready to back her as more of this drama unfolds. She says he has documents and proof from his own experiences, and he's done staying quiet.
It just disappeared. Do you know what I thought when I heard it myself? I said, oh, it must have not been real. Because there's no way in the world this isn't gonna make it to that trial. You wanna know what's even funnier? Diddy went to that jail to visit Derek his damn self in 2024.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Guess what name he was using to go to that jail to visit Derek so nobody would know it was him?
John Smith?
Brother Love.
Oh, shit.
What is clergy?
Damn. This is very wild. What made you?
Guess where he went? Just a couple of days before HSI raided all of his properties. Fuck you mean? What do I think about the powers that be? What you want me to think?
But wait. What made you find this?
Jaguar claims it wasn't just Diddy's legal team trying to keep Derek quiet. She says Diddy even showed up at the facility where Derek was being held and reportedly spoke to him about the whole situation. She's saying that move alone proves Diddy was worried about what Derek might reveal. According to her, that moment had everyone asking the same question: what does Derek really know?
You wanna know what's funny? While Mark Agnifilo was sitting there making fun of Baby Oil and doing all of the stuff that he was doing in court and creating all of that nice guy hoopla, trying to get everyone to believe that Diddy is not such a terrible person and now he's a wonderful man and he deserves to go back to Madison Square Garden and he's going to be right there to cheer him on. Do you want to know where else he was? In Wayne County. Negotiating with Derek Lee Cordello Smith.
Wow.
His victim.
Wow.
Why would he be in negotiations with him if he actually believed that everything that he said in that courtroom was true?
Sounds like a fixer.
That's like a fix. A fucking liar.
Boy.
You think I give a shit about that sentencing, baby? Let me regale you. Oh. Wait a minute.
And as you're pulling it up,
Is it your testimony that you have your team of technicians at the crime lab who can and have manipulated evidence to place grapes not only on Derek Lee Cordello Smith, but other men as well, with the end result being they will plead because they have no choice. And they know you will get convictions because the SA victims in those cases are actually victims of Sean Combs and of the actual slavery ring in Michigan. And guess what the witness's response was? So what? Yeah.
Jaguar is saying there's a reason Sean Combs picked Fort Dix. And she claims it's not just about the program that could shave off time. She points out that Fort Dix is a low-security facility, way more relaxed than the MDC where he was before. She believes he wanted a spot with less pressure and fewer rules. According to Jaguar, the setup there gives him more breathing room while all these lawsuits keep stacking up. She also says people online are convinced he chose that location as a strategic move, especially with all the civil cases still unfolding.
the status
The
level.
fact that his pockets has just left him. He still got enough to play with.
A lot to play with. I mean,
Yeah, for now. For now. They want him to go to New Jersey. They want him to go to Fort Dix, one of the weakest guarded federal penitentiaries in the United States. I would know. I know Fort Dix. It's a real nice place to take somebody. So when they finally get to go outside out in the yard, they can just get somebody to come and extract them right up out of there. You can leave and you don't have to worry about ever being held accountable. See, I'm not dumb. I ain't nobody's fool. People like being fooled these days. People like being lied to. They want to believe in the land of make-believe. Diddy said sorry, and now we can all go home and have ice cream. Fuck you, me.
Jaguar is saying that even though Sean Combs has barely been inside, rumors are already swirling that he's slipping back into old habits. According to TMZ reports, officials at the facility allegedly caught him with homemade alcohol, the kind inmates sometimes try to brew on their own. This has a lot of people shocked, especially since he stood in court promising to stay sober and turn things around. And now, just weeks later, these new claims are surfacing, with folks online wondering how this could impact his situation. Some are even saying it might bring extra consequences if the facility decides to act.
Caught drinking in prison. This comes after Diddy was begging the judge at his sentencing hearing to let him free that day because he said he was a changed man, and this was the first time that he was sober in 25 years. Now, according to TMZ, Diddy has run into some trouble with prison officials after he was caught with homemade alcohol. And in prison, it's usually called hooch, but this homemade alcohol that Diddy was caught with was made of Fanta, apples, and sugar. According to TMZ, the prison officials did want to move Diddy to a new unit after he got caught with this homemade alcohol, but they ended up reversing that decision, and it looks like Diddy is staying in the unit that he is in. What makes this even worse for Diddy is the fact that he is already ruining his potential shot to get an early release. You know that one of the reasons why Diddy wanted transported to Fort Dix prison is because the programs that they offer. That's because some of the programs that are offered at Fort Dix could give Diddy potentially up to a year off of his sentence. That's only if Diddy could be accepted and finish the program. And one of the things that they will deny you entry into these programs for is messing up and doing things you're not supposed to do. I mean, Diddy hasn't even been at Fort Dix for a full 2 weeks yet, and he's already doing things like this. Honestly, I can't say any of us are surprised. If Diddy is already getting in trouble and he's only been at this prison for 2 weeks, he still has a long...
Diddy is airing out dirty laundry for inmates. They said Sean Diddy Combs is being put to work behind bars, and his first federal prison job has him doing an old fluff and fold. That's probably what Diddy was ordering with those escorts. A fluff and fold special. Sources familiar with the situation tell us Diddy's first gig at Fort Dix in New Jersey plants him in the laundry room, washing and drying dirty clothes. Manual labor may come as a shock to Diddy. During his criminal trial, federal prosecutors claimed he couldn't even charge his own phone or fetch a bottle of water and would send his army of personal assistants to basically do everything.
As expected, Sean Combs' legal team is hitting back hard, insisting none of these claims ever happened. His management even chimed in through his social media, posting and then deleting a message strongly denying everything. The statement read, "The rumors claiming Mr. Combs was caught with alcohol are completely false. His only focus is becoming the best version of himself and returning to his family." They're standing firm on that message.
Diddy Combs is setting the record straight about his life behind bars. Following a report that said the rap mogul, who is serving a 4-year sentence for 2 prostitution-related convictions, was caught drinking homemade alcohol in prison, his spokesperson emphatically denies the allegation. Telling People magazine in a statement published November 9th, there have been several false and reckless reports circulating about Mr. Combs. He has not violated any prison rules. His sobriety and self-discipline are priorities, and he is taking them seriously. The 56-year-old was recently transferred to a low-security correctional facility in New Jersey after spending over a year at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. At the new institution, he was alleged to have created a mixture of Fanta, sugar, and apples, which ferments into alcohol after 2 weeks, TMZ reported. The spokesperson continues, "This is only his first week at FCI Fort Dix, and unfortunately, rumors will surface throughout his time there. We ask the public and press to give him the benefit of the doubt, the privacy to focus on his personal growth, and the grace to move forward in..."
Legal experts have been weighing in on Sean Combs' situation, and they're saying the rules he'll face after release could make life extremely tough. According to them, the strict conditions tied to his registration, plus close supervision, will limit where he can go, how he moves, and what opportunities he can even access once he's out. They also warn that any slip-up, even a small one, could have serious consequences and land him back in custody. That's why so many people think the road ahead is going to be rough. Jaguar keeps pointing out that his lifestyle has completely changed, and he hasn't fully grasped just how different things are about to get.
Tagged with 2 felonies. He's not free to go about and do what he wants to do. For the next, 89 months or thereabouts, he's going to be under the control of the federal government. And that's no little thing for a guy like this. So here's what supervised release is going to be like for him. It'll be intense at first. They'll drug test him. They'll put monitoring software on his devices. They will, they'll have constant meetings and check-ins and that kind of thing once he gets out of prison. And as time goes on and he demonstrates compliance, the supervision will get less and less intense. Probably to the point where he just has to call in once in a while. But if you get too complacent and all of a sudden, you don't register, or all of a sudden, porn's an addiction, right? And, if you're looking at porn all the time, guess what? It's tough to stop that. It just is. And I've known clients that have, violated their conditions over and over again, and they wind up going back to prison. Now, Diddy seems to me like he's got some discipline. He doesn't follow the rules. And, the first violation could be like 18 months. The second violation could be this, Or he could be demonstrating such good compliance that he gets off early, which happens quite often. Okay, well, now that but he still has to register as a offender. He still has to do all these different things. Even after he's off of supervised release, he'll still have to register. And if he goes to Miami, because his home's in New York, he's got to check in with the local sheriff and say, hey, sex offender in town, that's what he got to do. This is not an easy thing for him to have to deal with down the road. But is it life in prison? No, it's not. Is it 20 years in prison? No, it's not. Is it even 10 years? No, it's not. But it's still going to be something he has to deal with. So it's no little thing that he is part of this community of people that have to be supervised, and he gave the government a big foray into controlling his life. And that's what happens when you just...
Jaguar is saying that even with all his money, Sean Combs is feeling real pressure inside, and some believe his safety could be at risk. She claims certain inmates don't take kindly to men accused of hurting women, making the environment behind bars tense for him. According to online chatter, rumors popped up a few weeks ago about a serious scare. Allegedly, he woke up to someone trying to intimidate him, and officers had to step in fast. Nothing's been officially confirmed, but the story alone has everyone talking about just how stressful his situation might be right now.
Obviously, just starting out his time, well, not just starting out, but starting out his official sentence since being sentenced not too long ago. And I think suffice to say, it's not going well so far.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. He's got 4 years and change that he's going to ultimately have to serve, although he has served already a year as he awaited his trial and then went through his trial. So ultimately probably was going to serve about 2.5 years or so, but it's still serious time that he's going to have to serve. And he has already, at least if you listen to people close to Diddy, been the victim of violence behind bars. So there was an incident that we first learned about 2 weeks ago during Diddy's sentencing hearing, and he said, I was sleeping in my bed in the prison. It's a federal detention facility in Brooklyn called MDC Brooklyn, and there are federal inmates who are in many cases waiting for their trial as well. And Diddy claimed that somebody held a knife to his throat. He woke up and this guy basically had him, and he had the knife, and Diddy was at this person's mercy. Now, it's unclear what exactly happened from there. Was there a guard that came in? Did Diddy somehow fight this person off? Well, seems unlikely that happened. Or did the person just leave? Bottom line, this guy, at least according to people close to Diddy and Diddy himself, could have hurt him badly or even taken his life. And I think that was something they wanted known during the hearing because they wanted the judge to take some pity on Diddy. It probably didn't help ultimately because he does get the 4+ year sentence. But again, this just is something that is the reality of life for Diddy right now. It's a guy who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars who is now living in a prison cell and will be at least again for the next 2 years.
Jaguar Wright is right in the middle of it all, and she's making it clear she's not backing down from speaking on Sean Combs anytime soon. She and Derek are gearing up with their own paperwork and claims, and she says they're ready to challenge him in ways that could shake things up even more. Jaguar keeps saying his success and status won't shield him like it used to because everyone's watching his every move now. She insists that every past decision, every hidden detail, and every attempt to dodge responsibility could be laid bare as this situation keeps unfolding.
There needs to be someone here who's been here all along. I've been waiting for this moment for 5 years, and here we are. And I'm praying that everyone remembers there are survivors, real life survivors. And I hope that everyone takes into account how necessary a true verdict, a just verdict now 25 years of pain, 25 years of hurt. And I'm praying that God's just going to do what he told me he's going to do. So I hope we're all just staying in vigilant prayer for everyone on all sides of this. These are human issues, and we need to have real human response and emotion.
Do you plan to be here every day? I mean, during this trial, we're expected to hear
I'm going to be around.
Have you spoken with anyone who might be possibly testifying, or have you spoken with anybody?
That I cannot say. But what I will say is, my prayers for I'll Be Sure are being answered day by day. From the moment that we found out he flatlined to the moment we found out he came back. I'm here vigilant for that. Justice for Kim Porter.
Jaguar says investigators may have stepped back before, but with all these lawsuits stacking up, she believes Sean Combs won't be dodging consequences for much longer. She's not slowing down, and Derek Lee Cordello Smith is ready with his own paperwork and claims, keeping the pressure on. Jaguar keeps saying this story is far from over, and the next chapter could be even wilder than the last. Got thoughts on all this? Drop a comment, hit like, subscribe, share, and I'll catch you in the next one.